Okay, so there's a few things I want to talk about with this virus, and there's a lot of stuff that's going out and all around that is completely wrong. And I have a clip I want you to hear. Before I play this clip, I want you to just know this much: the U.S. news is completely different from another country's news, the Chinese news, what's going on. We've been told there's been maybe 20 deaths. We've been told there's like 17 infections. We've been told that 2 diagnosed in the U.S. actually had it. It actually extends. It has spread to Australia, Thailand, North Korea, Canada, U.S., Hong Kong, Japan, Nepal, Singapore, France, South Korea, China, and the people that is in the quarantine city is on lockdown and cannot leave homes unless of a dire emergency. 5 million people was able to leave before the lockdown began. So that is why a lot of these other countries are infected. Now, I'm going to go over a few things, and then I'm going to play you a clip, and I'm just going to play the audio, and I want you to hear it. Now, 5 million people was able to leave, and 12,000 people were infected, and then as of today, a few hours ago, the big spike went up to 2,700. More were infected. The death is, they're saying that it's climbing up through the hundreds. There is a lot to talk about on this. There's also 3,000 total that is expected to be infected. Now, I'm going to walk you through this. Hey, Breezy. So, I'm going to talk you through this. What they say happened was that the coronavirus came to a bat, somehow was transferred to a mammal. So maybe a mammal ate it or anything like that by consumption, by eating, and by consuming it. And then the mammal was sold in the stores. And after the mammal was sold in the stores, the people ate it and were infected. Now, these are the same symptoms that we get from the flu, from pneumonia, and they have actually come out and said that they have been, hey, David. Yeah, so they have actually came out and said that they have probably really messed up diagnosis with some pneumonia symptoms, because it has pneumonia symptoms and flu symptoms. This is a fungal infection. Antibiotics, if you take them, it could kill you. It is, some cases, before they mutated the coronavirus, before they actually messed with it and mutated the virus, you would be able to treat some cases with herbal, which is herbal ingredients, not antibiotics. Now, almost every case of being given antibiotics resulted in death. There's also people that can be carriers of this and not show any symptoms, but can be someone to pass it to. So completely healthy and then pass it on to someone without them knowing. Some of the symptoms are dry cough, chills, diarrhea, breathless, aches. It is known to attack the upper respiratory and the lower respiratory, and you won't be able to keep anything down or in. Now, there's a lot more I'm going to let you hear, so you're not just taking my word for this, okay? Now, CRB, spelled CRB, is what they are saying that this is like. If they're saying it's like a strand of it, or that it's got the similar symptoms. But at the same time, I think that it is a mutated virus off of that. But in November 2002, the same city that is being quarantined right now had a huge epidemic of this breaking out in 2002. 37 countries were infected. So let's go over these countries one more time. We have Australia, Thailand, North Korea, Canada, USA, Hong Kong, Japan, Nepal, Singapore, France, South Korea, China, and the city that is quarantined is on lockdown. The day they found out they were on lockdown, people went out and got as much food and stuff as they could. The stores are empty. No one's bringing anything in because it is quarantined. And people are not allowed to come out of their houses unless it's an extreme emergency. There are a lot of police roadblocks to make sure people cannot get out. So the 5th U.S. case has been confirmed. We do know that there's way more than that. They have been seen taking bodies out in boxes, and a lot of people know that it's past the hundreds. It's probably in the thousands. And so 9 million people are still in the city with the quarantine. Now, also, before I let you hear the audio to this, the CDC, I talked about it a year ago, and the CDC, hold on, and let me read you something really quick, and I'll let you hear the audio, and you don't have to just take my word for it. And this is not your typical, USA news broadcast, okay? So a friend sent me this. The cause, illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases such as Middle East respiratory syndrome and severe acute respiratory syndrome. A novel, and this is where we hear about the coronavirus, is a new strain that has not previously identified in humans. Now, they have told us this. This is the first time we have ever dealt with this virus in humans. Okay? So, there's so much more to this. The meaning that are transmitted between animals and people. Detailed investigations found that the SRAS was transmitting, I guess, cats to humans, camels to humans, several known the coronavirus are circulating in animals that have not yet infected the humans. Common signs of the infections, and I talked about that. Fever, short cough, shortness of breath, breathing difficulties in some severe cases. Infection can cause pneumonia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, kidney failure, and death. Now, this is also something that people need to stop and think about, because this is also seen as people being diagnosed with pneumonia that have this. Yes, it is an upper respiratory infection, and if you take antibiotics, everyone that has been known to take them, it kills them, because it's a fungal infection and it cannot be treated with antibiotics. Yeah, a lot of people are questioning pneumonia deaths recently because the coronavirus creates a pneumonia that kills. And if you are aware of what had happened with me, my father had pneumonia and his body shut down and he was killed. Well, he died. So it makes me dig into this so much more, because maybe, I do think the fact of it's flu and yeah, but at the same time, you have to understand this has never been in humans, and there's never been a case of it, they claim. This has been a virus they created and mutated. Now, let me know if y'all can hear this, okay? Here we go. Let me know if y'all can hear this video.
Empty streets of Wuhan in the Hubei province. It is a city now in lockdown as it battles to contain a new virus never seen in humans before. But it emerged just hours ago that before the authorities introduced measures to stop the spread of the novel coronavirus, 5 million people managed to live. And China's National Health Commission said today the virus's ability to transmit was getting stronger.
From our observation, the disease only spread during the incubation period. The incubation period lasts for 10 days. The shortest 1 day, the longest is 14 days.
Officially, 56 people have died so far, and more than 2,000 have been infected, mostly in the Hubei province. Many experts, however, believe those numbers are likely to be far higher, and there remains uncertainty about the path this virus will take.
One of the potentially helpful things about this infection is that certainly from the early case reports that we've seen, people don't tend to have the runny nose and sneezing and sore throat symptoms, which are often for many respiratory infections the first things that actually are the most efficient ways of spreading many infections.
Those who venture out wear masks, and people are stocking up while they can. Nobody knows how long the quarantine imposed by the authorities will continue. The pneumonia-like illness is caused by this new form of coronavirus, but it's not clear where it has come from. One theory is that it started in bats. They harbour coronaviruses before jumping into mammals, possibly wild animals being sold at Wuhan fish markets, and from them it moved into humans. Today, the Chinese authorities announced a temporary ban on the trade of wild animals, threatening to severely investigate and punish anyone who violates this. This is just one of a raft of desperate measures to try and contain the outbreak. Transport links to Wuhan have been cut off. Driving in the city's downtown has been banned. Instead, 6,000 taxis will help people move around. And a lockdown has been extended to surrounding cities. 50 million people are affected. While Wuhan remains the epicenter with the largest number of cases, there are patients across China now, and it has spread to Hong Kong and elsewhere in Asia, as well as to the United States, Australia.
Okay, so on this map, it is in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, China, Thailand, Vietnam, the Malaysia, Australia, France, USA, and Canada so far.
France and now Canada, where a man in his 50s who travelled from Wuhan has tested positive. 3 countries have now said they will get their citizens out of Wuhan, but the Foreign Office here has said it is still looking at all options.
This morning they sent out an advisory, on the travel advisory, to say that basically we advise against all travel to Hubei and anybody that's in Hubei to get out. Now, to me, that shows a huge lack of understanding on the situation here. We cannot get out of the city. We cannot get out of Hubei.
There is no vaccine and no antiviral treatment, so it's face masks, millions of them, suddenly at the forefront in the efforts to fight this virus.
Okay, so was everyone ever able, viruses do not react to antibiotics? Well, it is a fungal virus. Yeah, there's been a lot of deaths due to pneumonia lately. On top of the fact, it's flu and pneumonia season. Okay, yeah, it's a fungal virus that has been confirmed to cause deaths of those given antibiotics. It may be misdiagnosed pneumonia plague, killed 50 million in the 1300s, same exact symptoms. Viruses don't react to antibiotics. 5 million left a small area of China. Fish markets is what I'm listening to. Yeah, they said it was transferred through fish markets is what they think. And there's more that I want to talk to you about. That just backed up everything I said. I wanted to tell you, and then I wanted you to hear it. And I've said this many a times, and I hope that some of y'all actually listen when I talk about certain things. You cannot go to our news resources in the United States and expect to get the full truth. When it comes to something going on in China, they're not going to tell us because they don't want us to freak out. They're not going to tell us the full extent of the deaths, the full extent of the infected. Now, there is the incubate time of 10 to 14 days, but so far, most people that have gotten it and have been infected with it are dead and do die. It seems that as they take away health care, there are more old diseases coming up in the world. There really are. And a lot of people do not understand this, that they are taking, like the measles, it wasn't killing people. People got it. You were like, as a child, told to go get it, and now they are taking that and they mutated it, and a lot of people started dying. They're doing that with so many diseases. They're putting so many viruses and diseases and all this stuff together, they're mutating them and making them so much worse. Now that it has spread as far as it has spread, you have to remember 5 million people were able to go before they done the lockdown and the quarantine. There is a lot going on, and I do know that I'm completely against vaccinations and flu and all that, the flu shot and all that. But be careful what you do if you do get the flu vaccination, if you do get any kind of vaccinations. Be careful because they might be giving you something like this, just so you know. Now, they are wearing masks, which means that it could be airborne. The only thing they are doing is putting on air masks, and the reason why the whole city is quarantined is because they can't really tell how it's spreading other than coming in contact with someone who has it. Now, like I said before, there are people that seem completely healthy with no symptoms that have it that I guess are kind of like immune to it, but they can still pass this disease on, this virus, whatever you want to call it. So there's more infected. There's more going on. The main thing that you really want to know about this, if you want to do some research, look up fungal and viruses, fungal infections, stuff like that, because those are the ones that we really, I mean, before we would be able to do some kind of herbal ingredients to maybe help. Now, we don't know if the herbal ingredients is going to work. The CDC definitely did talk about this and bring it out a year ago, but in November 2002, it was under a different name, CRB, and 37 countries was infected with it. And it's basically, they're saying that it is a strand of this. So a lot of people are not realizing how bad this is and how far it is. And there's body counts piling up. Now, they did say that they are going to try to build a hospital within the next 6 days just for the coronavirus people, which will probably be massive tents and people getting poked at and trying to figure out what makes it worse, what makes it better, stuff among those lines. Most people that have been infected with this and have been known to have it do die. It's basically, if you have it, you die. So there's still 9 million people in the quarantine, and a lot of them are trying to figure out a way to get out. So, if you want to believe what the U.S. is saying, 20 deaths, maybe 7 or 17 reported infected, 2 in the U.S., but no, it's way more than that. But the fact that they're wearing air masks and they're wearing like complete hazmat suits should tell you that it could be chemical, it could be airborne. The hazmat suits are more like for some kind of chemical odor putting off, which would also, kind of sense that it's airborne or anything. Yeah, it's over 100,000, yeah. I'm going based on what they're saying in the news, and I'm trying to tell everyone you can't go on what the news says. You have to dig down deep in your own research or go to channels like this who come out and tell you all this stuff and kind of tell you how to look it up and how to find it for yourself. This is what we were told. Too much antibiotic. Okay, I read that one. Measles have always put fetus at risk, causing retardation sometimes if mother was infected. Psalms 91, God will protect us from the pestilence. CNCRB must be the coronal family of viruses, 1.3 billion Chinese. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, doing all the research that I've done, they have admitted that they have misdiagnosed so many people with pneumonia and the flu, because it has a lot of the same symptoms. But they have misdiagnosed a lot of people with pneumonia and the flu, and they have died. So also remember that pneumonia and the flu that has killed a lot of people recently might not be the flu and pneumonia. Now, my dad had pneumonia, then he had the flu, and then he had pneumonia, and then they told him he had just a little pneumonia left in his lungs, and then that's what took him out, was the pneumonia, and his body wasn't able to fight it and all of that. So it kind of leads me back to everything I've studied and researched on this virus to think maybe he might have been diagnosed. So everyone needs to pay very close attention to this, okay? Also, another thing that happened, a lot of people from Iraq went to Israel and Jerusalem, and they accepted Christ as their Lord and Savior and got baptized. It's a huge epidemic. It's a huge news story. That's something we should all be praising God for, something we should be all uplifting our spirits. That is a huge thing right now. A lot of people decided to accept Christ as their Savior. That is huge. Now, and also another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad was hit by a rocket, by Iran. And I think here, let me read it for you really quick. So the U.S. Embassy dining hall in Baghdad hit by rocket. So the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad was struck by at least one rocket Sunday evening, and the latest attacks on American targets in Iraq. A senior U.S. official confirmed it to the news. The official said all Pentagon officials are safe and accounted for, and there were no reported deaths or injuries. The security situation remains tense, and the Iranian-backed armed groups remain a threat. So we remain vigilant. And former Deputy Prime Minister blamed the rocket attack on the unruly militia. So the embassy, excuse me, guys, I've been getting really sick. The embassy restaurant or quarantined was damaged and burned. Canteen, my bad, sorry. This is a very dangerous game. Hashtag PMF, uncontrolled factions. To galvanize the tense situation, it must stop, he tweeted, referring to the popular mobilization forces of the mobilization forces in Iran back to the militia in Iraq. So the five more rockets crashed into a riverbank in the city green zone without causing any injuries or serious damages. A statement So a U.S. statement, Joint Operations Command said, Iraq Prime Minister commended the rocket attack that targeted sorry guys, I'm really starting to get sick. That targeted the U.S. Embassy. In a statement, he asserted Iraq's committed to protecting all diplomatic missions. Guys, I apologize so much. The city has been on edge after hundreds of anti-government protesters flooded the streets on Sunday, defying a powerful religious leader who recently withdrew his support from the popular movement. Security forces fired tear gas and live rounds to disperse the crowds from the Baghdad Square, medical and security officials say. One protester was killed and 6 wounded after security forces fired live rounds in the nearby square later in the evening. Iraqi security forces reportedly wounded at least 28 demonstrators in the first hours of Sunday's street rallies. I'm sorry, guys, I'm congested really bad. So, Sunday's rocket attack came from Iran, launched ballistic missiles on 2 military bases in Iraq, where U.S. troops have been stationed in retaliation for the drone strike that killed the Iran's top military general. Dozens of troops were said to have been diagnosed with brain injuries, but no one was killed in these attacks. Hold on just a second. Crap, I lost it. There, one hit the U.S. Embassy, and then 5 went into a green zone into a riverbank and didn't hit anyone. That is what that is the news that I was just looking at. And this impeachment right now, guys, is nothing more than trying to delude everyone from the truth. Yeah, they did blame it on radical military. They were trying to act like it was just a militia group. They're saying that they are hitting where our troops are supposed to be, but they're not getting hit. Yeah, the kings are falling. Yeah, 5 are falling. There is going to be so much more going on than what we are talking about right now. And also, guys, when I do this channel, I want to give you the truth of everything, the truth of the news, and I want to research as much as I can about this virus because this is going to be a big thing. It's already become a big thing. They're just making it where no one, they're trying to suppress it as much as possible. But like I said, you need to look into other countries, news outlets, stuff like that. If you have to read subtitles, read the subtitles. But they will give you a little bit more on it, and it's always a much higher count. Also, I do want to give you the truth about the government, what they're doing, this impeachment. All of this is a ruse, and if you're watching it, then may God bless you, because there's so much going on and everyone is watching that. And the impeachment is just a distraction to keep us from thinking about the viruses and the martial law into Virginia, the gun confiscations, all the deaths that's happening, and all these other things that are going on. Now, also, I thought long and hard about this, and I did not want it to resort to this, but I will be doing this. And if people want to walk away from me for doing this, it's fine. But in my heart, I feel the need that I'm going to have to do this. I will be exposing a few people and a few channels. And the reason that it is put on me so hard to do so is because there's so many people out there that should have known when to stop and never did. And after something massive and completely life-altering happens to a family, and then someone comes swooping in under fake names and tries to lie and weaver the way back in and be the way that that person was being, all of that, and a couple of other channels and a couple other people I think that do need to be exposed. I do not have that many people. I have like 30 people on this channel. That's okay. If people want to leave me for doing this, I decided to change the name of this channel to The Truth, because you're going to get the truth with me. And I am looking into everything. The virus, I've looked into it. I've looked into this rocket thing. I've looked into several things. I do not understand how people that say they have jobs and say that they're out doing things can maintain more than one YouTube channel with different stories, maintain more than one identity on Facebook, and then maintain all these fake emails and a persona if you work and have a life. I am homeless, and it is hard enough for me to come live and make videos on my YouTube channel. I have no idea how these people are able to pull all of this off. They just live for drama. And I'm not going to be doing it in such a vile way as they do it. And the number just went to 6 because I said that. Now, I will tell you why I feel the need to do this, because it is evil and it is wrong for someone to prey upon people that are grief stricken and that have had a huge thing happen, and to come in and try to get them to direct all of their anger and all of their hate towards somebody else based on lies. Yeah, I know. Real research does take time. I do as much as I can. I don't get much sleep. I'm sick. It's freezing right now down here. Like, literally. Like, I think I looked at it earlier. It's like 30 something, raining, and the ground's cold. It's really cold down here. I'm not even playing. But for someone to destroy someone's life, and then this person is living very horribly, and then to come back after they've realized they've lost a loved one and go straight to the family, act like they're someone else, and then turn everything around, and then ultimately reveal who they are and say that they've been in contact with me. I am not speaking to anyone. There's very few people that I do speak with, and I have 3 really good friends on here, and that is David Ballard, Madison. She's not here. I have started talking to Breezy Days, and me and her have been getting along pretty good. All these people, and there's someone that's no longer on YouTube that was a very good friend of mine, and I still talk to her, but she decided she needed to leave and be gone from all the drama, and y'all know who I'm talking about because it was way too much drama, and I don't understand why people think you need verification and all this crap, validation, clarification, and that you are validated. I told you everything about the research, and then I played you the audio. You can go look it up. If I would have showed the video, I could have got copyrighted. So I played the audio. You want to go look it up, you can. It's not hard to find it. Rose, toughest female I know. David, I wish. I'm not, though. Thank you so much for that, but I'm really not. Sorry, guys, I apologize. But whenever I say I'm going to give you the truth, I'm going to give you the truth. And there is so many people suffering because of these people. And it's not just me, and it's not just what they've done to me. It's what they've done to others, and it's giving out all kinds of information, where people live, their names, giving out their phone numbers, making people cry, innocent people that don't really know much, and they send people and trolls to attack them until they can't take it no more and come crying back to people and begging them just to take them back and stop it. I can't go to the hospital and sleep like that because I've done it before, and now you have to have somebody's like room number to actually spend the night there, and you have to go past 2 security guards, and they have to look it up and make sure somebody you know is there. And I have no way to the hospital. And honestly, I do not want to go there and get even worse. And honestly, right now, I am still grieving, and I cannot do anything about it. And I don't want to walk back in the hospital right now. Right now, we're dealing with a lot of things. They haven't held up their end of the deal. So there's a lot going on with that. I'm not trying to get really personal on this, but there is a lot of things I do want to say. Like I said, I will be starting to expose some people. If you don't want to watch those, you do not have to watch those. I used to have so much information on my other channel, and I really wish I could just bring those videos over to here, but I can't. And I don't have a way to the emergency room. It's at least 30, well, it's at least an hour or so walk. It's like a 25 to 30-minute drive from where I am, but walking would be a lot longer. It would probably take almost 2 hours because everywhere I'm at, there's hills, and it's hard. Especially right now, it's so cold. Walking really, really like suffocates. Yes, Logan is at work. Logan has been back at work for the past 3 days, and it's been by the grace of God that he's gotten there. And it has been only through prayer that he has been able to get to work. So anyone that has prayed for me and Logan and for him to get to work, thank you so much. He has been able to make it to work. He was off yesterday, but he worked Friday, he worked Saturday, and he was, no, today, sorry guys, sometimes my days get a little mixed up. When you're outside and stuff for so long, your days do get confusing. So, he was off yesterday, so I think he worked Thursday, Friday, and then he was off Saturday, and, they were trying to get him to come back before his suspension was up, and he didn't get to, because they didn't tell him in enough time and no ride. So please keep the prayers coming because all we have is this job, and his paycheck won't be nothing because of all the stuff that has happened. So please just, keep the prayers coming with that. Please keep the prayers coming because I do feel better on some days, and I guess it's when some of y'all really, really pray for me, like in depth and from the heart and wholeheartedly, and I appreciate that. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has talked to me when I needed someone to talk to and called on the phone, just bawling my eyes out over all this stuff that's been going on lately. All of y'all have been my rocks, and I appreciate it. You have all been there for me, and for the people who have literally helped me through all of this and listened to me cry and cry, thank you all. And David's one, Madison's one, and Breezy, she's one as well. Linda, I've emailed her a few times, so there's a lot going on, and there is a method to what hateful things are happening everywhere. It's pretty pathetic, and always praying. Yes, it is, Breezy Days. I'm not trying to make a drama channel, and I'm not going to do hate videos. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to be doing hate videos when I expose people. I'm just going to show you how evil some people are and expose some of the natures to what they actually do and how far they go to do it. As you know, the one person I was having a problem with has made her appearance back into my family's life whenever we have just suffered a horrible, horrible loss, and no one should ever do that after everything that person had done. But there's so many things that need to be talked about. There's so many things that need to be showed. The memorial that I did for my father, I did it so I would be able to get it turned into a multimedia video. So I would be able to send it to my mom and my sister. And as soon as I uploaded it, I wasn't around Wi-Fi. So it took me a little bit, but then I went and put it on private. But the only reason that I did upload that video, it was not for, other people to feel sympathy for me. It was not for other people to feel sorry for me. It was for my mom and my sister to have something because he did not want a funeral. He did not want anything like that. And I wanted to make something very special for them. So I apologize for some of y'all if y'all had to see it. It was very hard making it. And I just wanted to clear that up. So like I said, guys, y'all really should dig into a lot of this stuff with the coronavirus. It goes very, very deep. It goes back a couple of years, just a different name, guys. So I did file my taxes and everything, but the the government didn't don't accept them until the 27th. So I'm hoping that that's what it is. I'm hoping that they just haven't accepted it because, they haven't accepted them yet. But if you know and you do your own taxes, everyone knows that you usually get a email really quickly and it confirms that, they have received it. The IRS has received it, and then they will, within a day tell you if it was accepted or rejected. Now, it could be rejected, and I'm praying to God that it's not rejected, and I'm praying to God it goes through. So everyone, please keep that prayer too, because I have a trip to make, and I will be making it, and it will. I'm hoping it will happen pretty quick, actually. A lot of people get theirs deposited within a week or two, but I don't know. It depends on how backed up they are. So just keep that in your prayers, that, all of this goes well, nothing goes wrong, because that's the main thing I'm worried about, is they done it a little different this year, and I hope I didn't mess it up. But may God bless every single one of you. And I appreciate all the love that y'all show me, the people who come and sit with me and listen to me talk. The reason I haven't been showing my face, honestly, is because I was swatted so many times that I'm not trying to show anyone where I'm at anymore. I'm tired of it, even though it is very dark. I don't want to be swatted. I do not feel good. I don't feel like putting up with stuff like that. So I am pretty sure that I will probably be doing lives like this from now on. And if I'm exposing someone, I will put it in the title of a live or the title of the video. And if you would rather not watch something like that, that's completely fine, and you won't have to. But I do feel like people deserve to know a lot of these things, and people can believe me or they cannot. Either way, I have a lot of proof on a lot of different topics. God bless every one of you for being here with me. God bless every single one of you for listening to me. Please, guys, go start looking into this stuff as much as you can. These are going to be some key elements that a lot of people need to start looking into and start really getting into the Bible. And we're really going to have to go back to our Bibles on a lot of this stuff. And I hope that God blesses every single one of you, watches over you. I pray that He helps everyone if they're in any trouble or in any need of help, that He might be able to help them or lead them to someone, or someone lead someone to them. I do know that everyone is always dealing with something in their life, and we have to try to rise above it, and we have to try to put it all in God's hands. And what I'm going through, it's very hard for me to say that wholeheartedly, but I am trying so hard, because honestly, I've literally prayed that God would just send someone to put me out of my misery, because I can't handle all of the pain and grief, and I couldn't handle all the other stuff too that was coming at me. So just remember, everyone, guys, in prayers. When I pray for all brothers and sisters in Christ, and I pray to our Heavenly Father that He helps all of us who are struggling, that they might find their way. And I also pray that He will awaken so many more people. The fact that we had all of these people just baptized from Iraq. They went from Iran straight over to Jerusalem and accepted Christ into their heart and was baptized. So praise God for every bit of that. Oh, God bless you too, David. Good night. God bless you. Good night, everyone. I can understand that. I don't have any problem with that. Oh, well, thank you. God bless you all. Stop looking down. Start looking up. And may God be with you. May God bless you. And may God give us more discernment and wipe a lot of the delusion from so many people's eyes. And may He show us all something that we all need to know. I love you all and keep you in my prayers. Please continue to pray for me, and I will you. Thank you, Breezy Days. I haven't got through it just yet, but thank you. I love you guys, and hopefully I will be able to do this again tomorrow. Love you, and I will see you soon. God bless you all.